for granted at all. So thank you guys for having me. This is a backdrop of my upbringing, a wide variety of influences, wide genre of music, and each of this and everything like this had a profound impact on how I turned out, the things I do, the places I go, the friends I keep, the family I started, the person I got married to. Music basically took me from place to place, connected with people, connected with things. 95% of all my life experiences are rooted in music, musical interactions. I insisted on going to Unilag primarily because of music. I had admission elsewhere, but I insisted, I waited until I could get to Unilag. Now, why Boney M? Why Rasputin? The group Boney M was formed by a guy called Frank Farian. He was a German songwriter, producer. He actually passed, unfortunately, last year, I think. Frank Farian put together Boney M. How did he put together Boney M? He recorded a song, Baby, Do You Want a Bump? Recorded the song, put the song out, and the song grew so popular, there were performance requests. So what does Frank do? He hires a group of performers. So the people you see on Boney M, the guy, I was really hoping you'd hear the audio, right? Because the guy with that afro was very famous back in the day, right? With the baritone and all of that. I wanted to actually find out, but first was to ask if anyone had an idea whose voice was that. The voice you hear on Boney M records, the baritone, is not this guy's voice, right? It's the vocals from the producer. The producer wrote the songs, recorded the songs, released the song, and handpicked a group of models, dancers to make TV appearances to promote the song. That is how Boney M came about. In the 90s, the guy replicated the experiment all over again. He gave us a group called Milli Vanilli. He wrote all the music, got studio vocalists to record all the songs, and they looked for two models to perform. In short, Milli Vanilli actually performed at the Grammys. But all the performances, they were lip syncing. Of course, that's a conversation for another day. Now, why did I put Boney M here? Music. So Frank is German. The guy is from Aruba. The person that later became the lead vocalist, the female, was from Jamaica. The first Boney M song that got me shook was Rasputin. I encountered that song somewhere around 79, 80, about a year after it was released. So fancy, check me out, a 9-year-old kid sitting in one spot, listening to Boney M, right, Rasputin, and reading the lyrics. You know, back in the day we had vinyl, right? And the vinyl would have like multiple sleeve pages, and oftentimes it came with lyrics, right? So as a 9-year-old kid, I was listening to the song and reading the lyrics about this guy called Rasputin. Of course, I didn't see any of the videos. You couldn't access music. There was no YouTube then. The TV station started about 4 p.m., 5 p.m. They shut down at about midnight. So if you're lucky, through the course of a day, you probably would catch 2-3 music videos, which were basically fillers. When the show ends, just before the next hour, and there was no adverts. They were just plugging something. So I never really had visuals of this stuff, but I listened to the lyrics. And it was like a modern day Greek mythology of this guy who was a miracle healer, right? Who wormed his way into the circles of the emperor of Russia, befriended his wife, and became so influential that when the emperor went out, left, the seat of his throne to war, Rasputin was more or less in charge of state affairs. Most people didn't know who he was, where he came from. Probably, without disrespect, Rasputin is probably, the equivalent to Rasputin is probably Ndaboski Bahuset today, Odumeji, right? But he did his thing. Eventually, people couldn't stand it, and they assassinated the guy. So picture me a 9-year-old kid sitting down somewhere, Okumagba layout, Missionary Street in Warri, right, accessing a bit of Russian history, curated by a German songwriter, and performed by a group of Caribbean, Jamaican artists on a record that found its way to Warri in the late 70s. That is, so when we say, so I titled this slide, Mind, Body, and Soul, because as my body grew as a kid, my mind expanded, and my soul formed its identity. Music from all of those guys shaped my journey. Of course, by the time we got to New York, Grandmaster Flash, 1983, Ain't Nobody, I became a break dancer. And breakdancing got me here. Hip hop got me here. He did mention my stints at Hip Hop World magazine and stuff like that. So, what are the key learnings? Next slide, please. The music we make, internet, in places that we couldn't imagine being at physically. Next slide, please. And my next slide basically would show a few artists and songs that were recorded out of Nigeria that probably had the same kind of effect all those guys had on me in places like America, in places like Brazil, in places like the Philippines. So I titled the slide My Music, African Queen to Oliver Twist, in no particular order, to Do Me, to Kukere, to Killing Them, to Oju Elegba. Cross borders. And what we've taken out of that is an immense sense of pride. It has shaped our national identity as people today. And believe me, I've done a little bit of traveling. For one person that thinks a Nigerian is a fraudster, there are 5 or 6 people who think that a Nigerian is a guy from the same country as Wizkid, or Burna Boy, or Asha, or Tiwa Savage. So from this part has played a huge role in creating that image, opening those doors, and basically creating some kind of soft power for Nigerian creatives, business people to leverage. Next slide is, I would just quickly touch, I made this slide really, compact, because this is an entire conversation for a 2-hour masterclass. But essentially, the anatomy of the business is floats around these three pivots: the artist, the recorded music, or performance of that music, and the monetization. Everything within the value chain falls on talent and talent development, falls on recording, which is transmitting whatever is created at the musical work level into a sound recording. So whether you're a sound engineer, whether you're a songwriter, if you are an A&R guy, if you are a mixing engineer, all of what you do falls within that second box of recording and performance. Then once you've perfected the act, you recorded the song, you've perfected the routines, then there's the need for monetization, right? And which is actually the business. The monetization is the business. So where are the opportunities? How do you package this music? How do you sell this music? How do you build a brand for the talent? How do you communicate that brand consistently? How do you build a community of off-takers, of listeners? Do you grow the presence of that talent to a point where you're monetizing streams, you're monetizing downloads, you're monetizing appearances, you're monetizing image rights, you're monetizing performance services, you're monetizing even influencer services, right? All of that, and everybody within that spectrum. Your lawyers, your accountants, your brand strategists, your marketing people, the A&R guys in your market, your record label, if you're independent, your content aggregators, your DSPs, the whole nine, they're at that end of the spectrum, which is the monetization. Next slide, please. So this is a cycle in a bit more details. The artist at the middle, the creative development and welfare of the artist, the A&R development, the branding, marketing, and promotion, the live opportunities, the brand opportunities, distribution, recording, in no particular order, all of this, the expression of music for art to be business, for you to move from just creative expression to actually earning a living or any returns or turning a profit music, and $28.6 billion. The year prior, 2022, the figure was around 26.0, marked something like a 10% growth. At 10.2% was the highest, second highest leap in a year-on growth rate. It also shows 9 consecutive years of growth, which means that from 20 there was a dip, there was contraction in the market. So further insight is 10.4% growth on overall streaming revenues. Streaming revenues, they constitute the largest singular chunk of dollar income. Now, something that's also very heartwarming is the increase in the number of users on paid subscription accounts. There's a giant leap. 2021, the numbers were somewhere around 450 million. So at 7 million users of paid subscription accounts, some of this, the key implication, right, of some of these numbers. So I was is the significant difference between income from freemium packages, income from advert-supported streaming services, and paid later. Next slide, please. Still on the numbers, up 10.4%. Physical is up 13.4%. Physical, CDs, Europe, Middle East and North Africa is MENA, Asia, Australia, and sub-Saharan Africa. Now, why this is because the highest growth rate from sub-Saharan Africa at 24.7% is the main reason why the likes of Sony Music is here, the likes of Universal is here, Empire, all the major international labels. So the good news is sub-Saharan Africa has 24.7% growth. But the not so good news is that 77% of that sum is within the sub-Saharan African pie, right? So why is it responsible for 77% of the revenue? And all is 23% split, 23% split, amongst Ghana, Nigeria, and the like. So this is the not so good news. Next slide, please. So what are the key challenges? How do we, what are the key reasons why those numbers, there's piracy? There's low purchasing power, which means a lot of the people in sub-Saharan Africa are still struggling with basic stuff, food, shelter, clothing, and there's little or nothing left to indulge on, recreational stuff like purchasing or streaming music. There's a cost of internet data. There's low internet penetration. And again, someone that the Nigerian music industry, music market is much smaller. It's less than 10% of the South African music market. The guy will get upset. Like, what are you saying? Right? What are you saying? We have over 700, so clean business data is a major issue. I think I have one more slide to go. So while we cannot do much as a community, while we can't do much directly to sort out, but there are a couple of things that as a community, is to strengthen regulation and corporate governance, to establish fair and reasonable that is on the table already. Without, and if the local business can access that through concerted and coordinated, efforts, then we can significantly increase the value, the funds, the resources, the revenues that are generated by the music business in Nigeria.
Once again for Mr. Efe. Thank you very much, sir.
Now, who knew mathematics to follow us everywhere?
To monetize your talent, there's a lot that goes into artist management. You have to get your points. There's money on the table to be got. The one that caught my eye especially was that South Africa, Nigeria, what? We are still things. So Nigeria, we need to really wake up. There's a lot to be got. There's a lot of money on the table.
Lots of artists.
Yes. My darling, what did you notice? Let us even start with that first.
Just like I mentioned it before, I'm going to say it again. Where are the women? Women in the house, please let me hear some noise.
Oh, the women, yes, I see you. There are top 4. Mm-hmm. Is it Rema that is the 4? Is it Siwa Savage that is the 4?
Yeah.
That is the first topic for today from our panelists are the foreign investments. Foreign investments, the catalog perspective. Foreign investments, the catalog perspective. How do we get foreign investments into our music? We have some panelist members here who are going to come. These seats are not for fun. They are going to come and talk about the foreign investments, the catalog perspective.
Okay, so coming in first, we have Mr. Femi Arib. And Femi Aribisala is a distinguished host, OEP, writer, poet, voiceover artist, trainer, consultant, content creator, and creative content. With over 10 years of experience in the entertainment industry, 10 years, he had a remarkable track record of organizing, training artists, discovering, the former head of operations at Cloud Africa, a subsidiary of Cool FM, and currently as a global marketing manager for Maven's Records. Please, if your hands are not busy, put your hand, Mr. Femi Aribisala.
Thank you very much, sir. Also on this panel, we have Mr. Grandeur. Now, this name was very exotic, so bear with me. Tyrone Music. He's the executive who was first a music producer, instrumentalist in the infancy of Afrobeat in Nigeria, producing hit records for Olamide, Reminisce, Rugged Man, and Co. Moved to becoming the group brand manager of Cool FM, was senior A&R and music distribution giant, PRM, 1RPM, Afro-Caribbean. I'll take that again. He served as an A&R at Boomplay and currently is the senior A&R at music distributions giant 1RPM Afro-Caribbean. Please put your hands together for Triumph Grandeur Tyrone Music. Nice to meet you, sir. Okay, still moving along.
Yes. Coming in next, we have at Megalectrics Limited, owner of Beat FM, Classic FM, Lagos Talks, and Niger FM, and has worked with various establishments, stakeholders, and talents in the entertainment sector over the years. It is worthy to note that he is regarded as an entertainer. Please, more energy.
Put your hands together, please. Better known as Foza, is a lawyer, music business executive, and an active supporter of women in the Nigerian music industry. Her love for music led her to pursue a career in talent management and entertainment law.
For a lot of the people here, we all understand what music catalog is, the body of work, body of recordings by specific artists or by musicians. And Nigeria has an abundance of that. We have a plethora of those, and within the last 7 years, we have seen an increased activity from the foreign market in this space. So we have lots of companies, all the biggest music companies, putting boots on the ground, trying to work the artists and work the catalogs alongside it. And so today we're having a conversation around this. How to engage. We've been engaging with them for so long with varied success. So today we're going to find out from the people who are entrenched in the system, the people who day to day they stand on the front and fight for all of us across marketing, across legal, across every other field, every other sector that intersects. So we're going to have a conversation about that. We're going to have a beautiful conversation. So let's just go straight into it. I have beautiful panelists here and people who... Okay, they just extended my time, our time. Thank you. So I'm happy now. I'm more relaxed because I was trying to rush. But yeah, this is better. So I'm going to go straight to someone who works with the foreigners directly. It's there in his job title, Tyrone. Yeah, exactly. That's what it is, foreign investment, right? It has to come from abroad. And so you work at 1RPM. And for you, you've been in music forever, a long time. Through multiple iterations of your presence in the game. And now you are serving as the link between foreign investment and local catalogs. A lot of it, Afro-Caribbean even, not even only in this market. And I'm wondering, for you, what are the benefits of this? Why do you think this is a good thing for these people to put money in our local music?
Great to be here, by the way. That's a very great question. And I feel like it's such a multifaceted answer that a couple of my colleagues will have to chip in. But from my perspective, it's really about, first of all, the the finance,
Yeah.
right? Just as the data showed when Mr. Efe was speaking, you can already see that there is a problem with, the means, the financial means to even consume music the way we would like to. I mean, you could just tell, even the rates you pay for Apple Music in Nigeria is quite different from what your contemporaries pay abroad. So there is the finance, there is the that brings the ability to market music more effectively. So yeah, that investment has really done a lot for the likes. I mean, we're all experiencing the propagation of Afrobeats to the world, and that's been made possible by a lot of foreign investments, a lot of, that enables us to do that. And then there's also the expertise, right? There is a lot of things we're learning now. There was a huge knowledge gap in the Nigerian industry, and and that's being closed. The more foreign investments we have, the more we're able to know what to do, and knowledge is power.
Beautiful. So you're saying knowledge and the ability to do more.
Yep.
Beautiful. Foza. Hola.
Hi.
So you handle the legals of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So for you, how do you evaluate the value of a music catalog? If a client comes to you and hits you up and says, these people from across the Atlantic or the Pacific are trying to do work with me. They've got a bunch of dollars. They've got a stack of dollars, rather, and they're trying to put it in my money. How do you evaluate the value of a catalog?
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for being here. My name is Foza Boney M. I am a creative economy lawyer and industrialist in Africa. So basically, we do what we call the intellectual property evaluation. There are different methods to it. You can either use an income-based method, a cost method, or a market comparison method. Depending on whatever type of situation you're in, it's basically mathematics. We, however, we have a lot of valuers in the market. We specifically don't have that many intellectual property valuers in the market because it's such a distinct asset class that the market is just trying to understand. But it's something I have expertise in, and I've worked with a couple of people in the room to do that. So basically, whatever method you employ, the key things include, how well your metadata is, how well your protection of the works are, what your past income is saying. So when we tell you things like ensure all your paperwork is in order, it's not because the lawyers want money, even though we want money because we worked hard for the industry and we don't give free services. But it's because foreign investment is not your uncle in Ikoyi that saw you holding the mic at your first-year-old birthday and say, that my boy, the music is sweet. Let me give him some corrupt money. It's actually foreign investors that have worked for their money and they want to see returns. There's a psychology that we have in the industry, which your favorite guy that makes noise on the internet has, is that they're entitled to investments. I don't know your daddy, I don't know your mommy. I just want my money, and that's how the foreigners see it. So what are you giving me to be able to make profit on my money? I'm not your daddy, I'm not your mommy. If your daddy and your mommy had the money, they should invest in you. And so it's strictly based on numbers and conversation. And that's why when you sign agreements with foreign investors, then one other person now comes and says, hey, you can be doing much better and everything. Go and break your contract. Then you come, oh, Lagbaja bullied me. Lagbaja stole my money. Non-existent money that you have. All your streams are coming from Agege, but are not recorded. But, you feel like because you have 1 million streams, coming from Agege, you've made it. They will sue you and sue your entire family. And you know the interesting thing about debt is even if you die, God forbid, your family inherits that debt. So we've come to an age where, I don't sugarcoat things. I'm not interested in doing that. We've been sugarcoating things for so long. So I usually say things the way they are. But yeah, I've done a lot of deals. Across the market in the last 5 years. Dynamics are changing. The biggest problem we have is the psychology of the people that you do deals for. I have a different psychology, which is I like a long-term game. I believe that as an African, I'm the leader of the future. But it's hard to tell that to someone that is so hungry that you should sacrifice now. You should sacrifice a bit. They just want to buy Lamborghini. So they'll collect the $1 million and give away the rights. So, it's an interesting psychological play.
And I get you. Just before you, don't turn off the mic, please. Okay. Give it up. Okay. Give it up. Poser. So just as an attachment to that question, something you've just touched on. So when you're negotiating these deals, in these spaces for these people across board, what do you look out for? What are the points that you look out for, the things that satisfy your hearts before you go forward with these deals?
So as a lawyer, my first obligation is I tell you, I don't make the decision for you. I advise you. I'm not your daddy. I'm not your mommy. Because when I was earlier on in my career, fighting the good fight, like my big brother, Mr. Efe and Mr. Chinedu, telling you, don't do this, it's going to kill you. 3 years later, it's Foza that led me to my destruction. Dude, what are you talking about? I saved you no. You go on the internet and say Foza is a liar. So what I do these days is, hello, this is hellfire, this is hell. Choose what you want to do. But it's an email saying that I told you don't sign this, because these are the repercussions in 5 years' time. So for me, the first question I ask is really, where are you coming from? Because that's a very important question. Are you coming from abject poverty? Or are you coming from reasonable? No. I've told, we need to be truthful. I can't be talking to someone that's not eating 3 squares meal that, hold your master's right. And I'm telling, and someone is telling you that, I'll give you a Lamborghini. What talk do I want to talk? It cannot make sense. So my first question is, where is your psychology coming from? Second one, after evaluating where you're coming from, it helps me to understand, do I chart out a 2-year plan for you or a 5-year plan for you? Do I lease out the IP for you? Do I do an outright sale so that the next one you can do a licensing? So for me, my own parameters are quite different from a lot of people. And that's why I've not bought Lamborghini yet, because I care. If I was behaving like my counterparts from outside, I'll just call it my 10% and bounce, So it's really, you have to ask yourself the first question as the creative. I was in France earlier this year, and the conversation of intellectual property sovereignty came up. And one of the creatives stood up and said, why is it that all the corporates are the one having the conversation and the power is supposed to be resident in the creative? The person with the power is the creative. But why is it that the corporates all over the world are having a conversation on behalf of the creative? Because since time immemorial, the creative, they've refused to understand they have the power. But you see, I keep telling people, Africa is in a very dynamic position. We've seen others fail. We are in the position to make our own mistakes that are new and not follow what it is. But are we ready to do the work? Let me tell you the straight answer. No. So, yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Femi. Hi, Femi. Hello. So, you work at Mavens, and, shout out to you guys. Earlier this year, you did I like to call it an exit, even if it's majority investment at Mavens from Universal. I like to call it an exit, because that represents a landmark deal, the height of foreigners investing, not just in the music anymore, but just also in the pipelines. And you handle a lot of the marketing that happens for them, both locally and when the local artists are trying to push into new spaces. So for you, how does territorial and cultural differences impact that investment, catalog investment? Differences in territory, differences in culture, how does that impact that investment?
Well, I'll say, first of all, there's a lot of, should I say, research that goes into play. A lot of data needs to be acquired in order to know the best decisions that you can make. And with catalog investment, especially relating to other countries like, let's say, India, for example, their culture is very different. They don't have access to TikTok. A lot of their biggest musicians are actually actors and actresses that have sang in their movies and then cross over into the music space. So if you wanted to penetrate into that region, for example, you might need to maybe do a skit or a video that involves certain acting in order to, meet them on the level in which they operate on. Even in Nigeria, the kind of videos that would be accepted in Lagos might be very different from what would be accepted in the north, because they're a lot more conservative, so all those factors have to come into play, if you really want to penetrate and reach, those audiences. Certain countries also have certain regulations that you have to follow. China, for example, they wouldn't let you just invest. You need to have a joint venture in order to come into the market.
For real?
Yeah, so there are all these kind of things that need to come into play in terms of how you approach those markets.
And just give us so if you're in charge of an artist, and this is an artist you want to move from local to foreign, and probably from Lagos, has a pan-Nigerian influence in his music and how he does it. So what would you tell that artist, or even the professional handling him directly like a manager, to say, hey, you want to move from local to international, you want to get this people from outside putting money and writing contracts with your name on it. What do you do?
I'd say you'd first of all build an audience, in those different countries, in those different spaces. Some of the popular ways of doing that are things like collaborations. Yeah. If you collaborate with an artist, say, for example, you're trying to penetrate into Spain or Brazil where they speak Spanish. They don't really speak that much English. You might collaborate with an artist that, would speak in the Spanish language. There are other activations you might do, for example, making lyric videos, so people could follow the lyrics, that you're singing, and so on. So these are some of the moves that take place.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you. Fumbi, my brother. How's it going?
Fine, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Yeah.
So, over time, a lot of the things that has happened within the space has been, we've seen an increase in the amount of music or streamers or listeners that we've captured across the DSPs. By the DSPs, for those who are civilians in the room. Yeah, I spoke to a number of them earlier. Civilians in the room, DSPs are the distribution platforms, Apple Music and co. And we have seen a remarkable rise in streaming in these parts. Two things. What's affecting that? And how does that play into getting a lot more foreign investments locally, that rise in streaming?
Okay. Thank you for having me, first off. I would say the first question is, how do foreign investments, that's the second question, right?
That's the second question.
Okay, so
why do we have such an astronomical rise in streaming numbers over the last 7 years? And how does that, just to segue into the second one, because it's a two-part one, and how has that intersected with a lot more foreigners coming in here and dropping money for our art?
All right, so I think it's easy and is written on the wall. Back in the days, I'm still young, but I mean, like back in the days, there was only... If I want to talk to you, I should talk to you with my full chest. So, sir, bye-bye if you were back in your days. Okay, so thank you for that. So I feel like there was only one way to blow, or only one way to be able to get those numbers, and those were through like a direct channel. If it's not TV, it's radio.
Yeah.
If it's not radio, it's CDs and all those stuff. But now, the market is so large. Now, mind you, someone can get streams from TikTok and not do so well on Instagram.
True.
Another person on Instagram can be doing so well on TikTok and Instagram.
True.
Like that, different platforms that directs to probably Spotify and Apple Music and all those stuff, you know, the Shazam and all those stuff. So I feel like at the end of the day, because we have different channels, we have different platforms to be able to show what we have as creatives, it gives us that rise in the numbers that we see at the back end. And of course, to move to the second question, in my opinion, like if you see that, okay, there is a cake somewhere and you like cake, you will go there. Now, in talking about the data that you showed us, I was talking with Bros here, and we're talking about the sub-Saharan Africa. Like, if you see the consumption of the music, it's about 24.9%. Now, the other parts of the world is kind of reducing. So if, like, let's say USA, Canada is doing like 9%, or some other regions are doing those numbers, they know that the market is here. So the investors probably want to invest too, and they come and just make sure they support the creatives. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. One thing that and you know, I've gone around everybody, and so I'll start dropping questions that, you know, if you're led in the spirit to also join in. Yeah, because some of those questions are crazy. And so we've seen what has happened over the last 7 years. 2016, 2017 to 2024. We've seen how we've moved, how we've captured value internationally from the top through the guys in the middle. And now we are at a place where everyone needs new artists. Yeah, because I feel like the market is over-leveraged. Everyone needs new artists. And yes, Foza. So dramatic. So yes, we do. So Foza, all of this is happening. The market is where it's at. And now we're getting, everybody is at the top. Everyone's been scalped. The middle, everyone's been scalped. And even the upcoming guys, all the one-hit wonders have deals now. At least one deal for their one-hit wonder. And now we're seeing a push into unrealized talent. What do you think? Do you think, yeah, while we might have benefits for this foreign investment in catalog, what do you think in how the foreigners have played in the market? And do you think it's been a net positive for us?
So, first of all, shout out to Ken, because Ken convinced me to come here, and I just realized how freeing it is to be not politically correct at home. I've been politically correct outside because I've been doing a lot of speaking outside, and I'm looking for money for the industry. So I say, yeah, the market is ripe for investments. But when I'm coming, I'm going to say, we're a very poor country. Let's not lie to ourselves. And I think that's one of the biggest problems, is that we all sit down, drink beer, and we lie to ourselves, right? Now, having that, if you want to clap, if you don't want to clap, that's your business. Having, and the issue when I came into this industry and, having investors, I've worked on the investor side, I've worked on the artist side. Predominantly, the industry was funded by fraud money. It was funded by your politicians trying to launder money. So there was no accountability. So there's money that has been pumped into the industry, has gone out, has been made, and that's why people psychologically don't respect contracts, because I'm not going to take a Yahoo boy to court to go and find this 100 million that he can't find. He doesn't want to go to court. And that's why, labels like Premier Record, labels like Kenny's Music, and most recently Maven have shown that we can actually have a structure and money cannot miss. We're all talking about foreign investment and when the wave started 6 years ago, I was here. I was doing deals. I was able to buy Benz. I was fine. This year,
It choke.
it remains small. I don't feel even for a car. Because you are looking at the return on investment. You can't justify. One artist is one day saying they are not releasing money. I'm like, dude, your return on investment is below zero. It's not looking, your graph is like this. It's deeping. Now, it's very sad. But foreign investors are looking at, we know that we've already mopped up all your A and B list artists. Now we're coming to develop. Nobody wants to invest in development. And I'm here to tell you that foreign investment is not the answer. I recently was in Russia thinking, let me go and look for Russian money. All my people are like, they will arrest you. They will put it. So if you see me comporting, making sure that I not do anything illegal, even to cross grass, they look and say, is this legal? Because they're But when I got there, quickly I realized that, first of all, there's no money coming from Russia because this whole house said it. We're not interested in doing AIDS. That's the way of the West. And that's another way to entrap Africa. But I came out of there looking at it and saying, Africa is another meal for the new world order. We're going into a multipolar world. What is the role of us in the creative industry? It's either you eat or you are eaten. So do you want to know the solution to new artist problem? It has to be African investment. It's not foreign investors. So all of us now need to come to the table and say, I have 50 million naira. You're going to do another 3 years in development. What am I going to get in return for my 50 million? Because it is unfair and unheard of. See, my small self, I know they steal person money. I know my small 20 million where I put inside artists. 4 years later, artists come and tell you, say me I stealing money. I will speak English. I will speak broken. I'm going to look the boy and say, if your daddy and your mommy had that money, why didn't they put it in you? Now, for someone like me, if you come and meet me and say you sing falsetto in octave, you sing like, I go just look, you say, good talent, so God be with you. I will not drop my 1 naira. And that's the mentality of a lot of people, is that I've not seen a pathway to success. So managers in the house, artists in the house, you want investment, it has to change from the psychology. The money is not free. I'm not your daddy. I'm not supporting you. You are not entitled to my hard-earned money. That's 1 million naira that you want me. Some people tell you, I want monthly allowance. You want 200K. The guy in the bank that is working 9 to 5, is he getting 200K a month? So because you're holding mic now, we should respect you. You're not Rema. You need to understand where you are. So there has to be a shift in psychology. You think labels are wicked. Okay, fine. But the label has put 50 million naira into 3 years of your development. They've not seen 1 naira. Then you want to leave. And they're saying, all right, so how do I clear the debt of 50 million? Oh, you are wicked. They've signed me for 10 years. Alaye, how am I making my money back? If I bought land in Ogun State, it would be 55 million minimum. So we need to start thinking, because I'm here to tell you, ho-ha. The white man is not going to invest in the upcoming artist. It is the African man that will solve that problem. And how are you ensuring that African man is making back his money? Because all of us are in this economy. It is tough. Let's have sense.
Thank you.
Big idea.
Tyrone.
She took off her glasses
Thank you.
for this
Thank
one.
you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It's nice to see your eyes.
Maintaining composure.
As tease. Okay. God, I'm having so much fun. A round of applause, please.
Don't worry, I'm the hype man over here.
Okay, Tyrone, I saw you eating. Eating. Let's go.
I was just going to add to that. Like, the real situation is, I think there's a problem on both sides, right? We're in an inflated industry.
When the bubble.
It's damn inflated. Where you have artists with one hit, like as you mentioned, and when you are going to them trying to talk artist development, trying to talk about the next phase, someone is throwing $50,000 on the table. Someone is throwing $100K. So at this point, I feel like for foreign investments, in a lot of spaces, it's more like it's a gamble, really, because you don't want to play. Someone else is going to offer that money, and then what do you do? So and when that's from the side of the investment. And when you think about the side of the artist, you have I won't name names, but you have artists who will generally refuse to sign local contracts with same companies, would rather speak to the white guy.
The same company, but the office in France or the office in LA.
You're having conversations, and then your colleague in the UK is telling you about the same conversation. Now, so it's something in it's just our, I don't know. I don't know if it's a culture thing, but we prefer to have these conversations with the white man. And so when you talk about fixing the industry, I mean, I agree with you. Do I see it fixed? Do I see that happening? I don't know.
Yeah, and
boss would like to say.
Okay, so
okay, yeah, let him have one.
Sorry, how many recording artists are in the room? Fantastic. Recording, performing artists. Okay, cool. I wanted to get that clear quickly because 9 out of 10 times you have these conversations, talents are not around. The business people get it. The A&R guys get it. The lawyers get it. The managers get it, that it's business. The talents, they don't get it. So we do not organize. There has to be a strategic way to communicate to talents. I think that's I'm about to leave, but that's one thought I need to share. As a community, we need to find, I don't know how, but we need to find a way.
Jail them. That's how to communicate it.
We need to find a way to.
She likes violence.
Elsewhere. No, see. Listen. Elsewhere, there's a process of development. It's not by chance that you see a Hollywood actor play an action hero in movie 1, and movie 2, he's playing an artist that's playing classical piano and doing vocals, and another film he's dancing. The chances are that through their training from school, elementary school down, they're exposed to different, types of experiences within the arts, and they also learn the business. So by the time you leave your regular job as a computer analyst or as a waiter somewhere, and you get your big break, you've been exposed enough to understand the way the business works. So as a community, young talent, particularly guys who are coming through, when Foza says, I'm not your father, I'm not your mother, I had a version of that. What I used to say is that I'm not in the business of helping people, right? If you come to me and say, help me, once you ask me to help you, I don't know what to do. I'm not Red Cross, right? Right? I'm not the Red Cross. Now, it's not help. Once you look at it from the level of help, then we have a problem. It's an exchange of value. You bring something to the table. I help polish, package, market, and distribute it with the hope of earning returns for you and I. So first of all, I have to find out if it's viable enough to worth my if it's worth my investment, if it's worth my time and my resources. If it is, I'll come look for you. If I deem your talent marketable, I will look for you. I won't be helping you. I'll be providing essential service that connects your capacity, your talent to monetization. So we need to, how we communicate with artists and how they see what labels do, publishing companies. Lawyers, she also made some very important statement about free service. Please, before you engage a manager, before you engage a record label, engage a lawyer. And don't walk to a lawyer expecting free service. Because when you want to take pictures for your Instagram, you don't expect to get the clothes for free. You invest in everything but the most important stuff, which is legal guidance. And you want lawyers to support you. There's no support, there's no help. Get a lawyer, negotiate. The lawyer might charge me 1 million, he might charge you 50K. The lawyer might charge MTN 100 million, he might charge you 70K. Because they are understanding and they are supportive. But you have to put a value to that service because what you pay for is what you value. Anything you're not paying for, you do not value. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you.
It's sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Sorry, just you. We have limited time. We have about 10 minutes plus. Please, if you have questions, strategic questions, please put them down. We're going to have a Q&A real quick. The room is getting full. Where were eldest people when we started? You're going to do standing usher. We'll be fine. So we have 10 more minutes. Please, strategic questions before we move to the next session. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you. So, talking about this, Femi, you handle a very important job in being the middleman between what's happening locally and what the internationals are investing in. And for you understand this industry, you know what works and you know what sells. We've spoken about the legal side, and now on your part, for the artists, and we've seen a lot of people here who are performing and recording artists. For the artists who are trying to get into the spaces, how to sell, how to do this. You know how the market is, and you know how the creative system is here. What would you tell them? The ones who are looking beyond the continent. What would you tell them creatively? What would you tell them when engaging the pipelines?
I would say that content is king. You know, as you say, you need to create different types of content, things that are memorable, things that are engaging, you know, so people can connect with the material that you're putting out. It also helps to connect with cultural landmarks, or should I say milestone days or events. You know, someone like Mariah Carey, for example, has a song, All I Want for Christmas Is You. And, you know, every Christmas, that's an excuse for that song to be promoted or pushed out there. You know, so that's an example of, even if you have only one song, you know, you can look for multiple ways, multiple platforms to just keep it going continuously. Look for different campaigns or ideas or different companies that give out Christmas gifts or whatever it is. There's different activities that can literally keep the song at top of mind. Because a lot of artists, you know, are not necessarily able to create multiple hits. You know, someone like Lauryn Hill only has one album, and Billboard the other day said that it's the #1 album in the world. So it's a testament to the fact that even if you just have one song, one album, there are multiple ways that you can just basically work it in different ways. Collaborations, remixes for the songs, lyric videos, getting influencers to do a dance or something about it. So basically you just have to have like a calendar of different activities they are constantly putting out. And you know, you're looking at the data, you know, because even though you're in Nigeria and you're producing music in Nigeria, it doesn't mean that your audience is in Nigeria. The only way you can know that is if you look at the data, you know, behind the scenes, and you can see, oh, my market is actually in Mexico. Let me do some digital marketing or targeting or amplify it in some Mexican pages and so on. So just basically following the data and making decisions based on that.
Thank you.
All right, Joey.
Just yeah, answer this, and then I have a question for you.
Voila. Okay, so We ask your question so I can just link.
Okay, so this works because I'm currently working with an artist from this country in Nigeria, and he hasn't blown here at all, ever. But who are the people speaking for him? People in Europe, white people. I've had multiple meetings with those people. I've never seen someone with my particular skin. It's just a lot of white people that love him because somehow they have found an access point for his music in their spaces. So that tracks with what Femi is saying. You might be making music locally, but your people, your investors and the audience, they're not here with you. And so the data works heavily because when you talk to them, they're always saying, oh, the data shows, that data shows, that data shows. So beautiful, thank you. For you, you've put your money in music. Yeah, you put your money in music. Your time, your money, your investment. And so when we're talking about foreign investment, you know, pairing what you have, what you're growing locally to what people from other markets are telling you that they can work with you. A lot of things require, I like to use the word changing to access this. So during my research in the past, I went 1960s, 1970s, just to understand what's happening here. I discovered that Island Records signed Sonny Ade, and they took him down there. They took him down there as a de facto replacement for Bob Marley. They even called him the Nigerian Bob Marley. But the reason why that didn't work out, a number of reasons, but the ones that stuck with me are records. The type of records we made were very different. We didn't reduce the time. We didn't understand a lot of the things they wanted. We got synchro system out of it and a few other modifications. So the question here is, where does creative control meet the commerce? How much of an artist or how much of your creative essence are you willing to give up? Because the type of funding you're getting requires a different responsibility.
All right. Okay, so so I think what I was about to say, and still what I'm about to say links to this question. So the first thing I'll say is, it was talking about how to push the content and all, but I just wanted to share here because I see that there are many creatives here that when recording such songs that can give you such huge deals, relatability is the key. Now, talking about Mariah Carey, I said, for All I Want Is Christmas, every Christmas time, every radio station plays that song, even Yoruba radio stations. Now, what I'm trying to say is, if you can do a song, it doesn't now mean that, oh, you have to force it. They know they force creativity, that's the truth. So if you can do a song that people can relate with, I'll just give quick 4 examples. I'll start with Spyro, Who's Your Guy? You can sing it to anybody. Weddings, people can relate with it. Now, I also talk about Lade, adulthood. All of us were itching to leave the house and probably stay on our own, but it don't show us different kind of things. I'll talk about T.I. Blaze. Sometimes, everybody on the street, even if it's illegal, the recent one that is popping right now is a new boy, Ayomaf. Dealer. Now, these songs are songs that somehow, even if they have negative vibes and all, people can relate with them, and it has its own crowd. It doesn't now mean that you have to do negative things that people have to relate with. It could be something like the All I Want for Christmas song or Who's Your Guy and all those stuff. Now, so the point is relatability. Just make sure that your audience is able to relate with what you create. Now, to move to the question, to be fair, the status or the level you are at your career determines how much you can be able to bargain when an investor comes. If you are hungry, like she has mentioned in the past, that or anything they offer you, they tell you they want to collect everything and you just drop, it's fine. So I feel that one is between you, God, and probably at the time, if you have people like this that can support you and tell you heaven or hell, and you decide which path you want to go. So at the end of the day, as she said, it's based on you and you alone. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. But just to satisfy my curiosity there, and a number of people in the audience, I believe, is when you're, so we've had multiple spaces where we've not had hungry people. Yeah, people who are not in survival. Like we had Davido and Sony, and he cried his heart out. He was kept crying that Son of Mercy was them trying to alter his essence. We've had that over time too, beyond even Davido. We've had more. Sonny Ade cried too, that they were trying to alter his essence. Fela cried too, that they were trying to alter his essence, that he needed 5 minutes to play instruments before he did ha ha ha. But, you know, the people over there, they're working with radio formats, you know, and that does not fit in there. So how do you recognize how much power you have to be able to go through this? Foza, I see you itching. Let's go.
It's a psychological hunger. It's when you don't understand the power that you have as a person. And I keep saying this is like, I know racism is like everywhere, but they did not born you well to be racist to me. Because I come from a land that even if they are sleeping, I know where I come from. So you cannot tell me I'm a nigger. I will nigger you back. It's not going to do anything to me. Do you understand? That's because I've realized that I'm privileged to understand my history. And it didn't come from just being born. It came from a lot of research. It came from a lot of going back to my ancestral roots and trying to understand what's going on. Do you understand? So if you know as a person that where you come from and the depth of where you are, there are a lot of conversations that will change. So first of all, I tell you, in the next 3 years, you're going to see a lot of lawsuits that a lot of your big faves have signed, and they're in like the shittiest deals. And the only way we're going to come out of it is by publicly shaming those foreign companies that have come to devour, because it's another neocolonialism system, another slavery system. And the world is changing, and we're going to be like, oh yeah, so you want us to pick curtains again, but now with our music? You know, so it's going to be like, you need to understand the power that you have. It's because those people at that point in time, and I don't blame them, because it's like you need to have scapegoats for the rest of us to be like, oh, I actually have this power. I personally believe that Africa is going to be the savior of the world. We rarely have hurricanes. You should remind me. We know they follow everybody fights. We just want to have party. We want to dance, you know. So when the world and all the fires taking all of them, they will all come back to Africa. Now the question is, are you people ready to ensure that we are partners and we're offering help to these people, not them coming back to come and hold us with dog chain? You know, so not that in the next 30 years you want to sample whiskey, you are going to China to sign the rights. Preposterous. What would I assist you? I'll be telling my child also, you know that your music travel no visa, you need visa to go to China to go and sign this sample. God forbid. So from now, everybody, I need my own gospel now is everybody needs to wake up. The world is changing. We're going into a multipolar world. We're seeing all this fund, this person fund, that person fund, creative fund, media fund. Have you accessed the fund? Before you access the fund, you have to go and borrow one guy that has your skin color but has lived in America and the UK to access the fund. Is that really a fund for Africa? Or we're just joking?
I get you. Tyrone.
Yeah, quickly, I just wanted to add that it's important for, getting into a building, the second most important thing is knowing the exit, knowing how to leave. Yeah. This is as important as anything. When you are signing contracts as artists, look at the terms, look at your exit. Because as she mentioned, a lot of lawsuits are coming. But study the contract, understand the creative freedoms that you have, understand the deliverables. Like everyone has mentioned, they're not here to help you. It's not help. It is an investment. Understand what your obligations to that investment is. understand what will happen in certain, if you had disputes and you had to settle them. Look around, get a good lawyer, look around and, try to think about various scenarios that could pop up and how you will resolve those conflicts. Look at the terms, look at your automatic renewal, then look at how you exit. It's so important. So we don't start, at 60 going to China, right? So, artists always have your legals in place.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry, not just for like foreign investors, local investors too, please, no go enter gutter.
All right, thank you so much. Please let's put our hands together for our panelists. Now, I don't want us to just leave here just because we attended conference. Let us take these things in and also, implement them. Now it's time for us to go into questions, right? And I know that many of us are itching to ask so many questions right now and so much more. We only have 15 minutes. I will take a few questions. So just say your name and go straight to your questions.
Okay, so we have a couple of people in the media team. Please, you have a question. I have 3 people on this side. 1, 2, 3. Okay, one in order of 1, 2, 3 on this side. There's someone with a mic on this side. 1. Okay, we have 1, 2, 3. From the middle, 1, 2, 3. We're just going to do it that way. We're going to have questions. Don't worry, but we have 15 minutes. 15 minutes. Please make it short, precise, so that everybody gets the answer. 3 on this side, 3 on that side. Let's start with this side. Someone's hands is raised up. We have someone on the mic, please.
The guy on the blue, the
guy
yellow
in the blue,
cap.
please. I counted 3 people on this side, 3 people on this side, then we get to others. Yeah.
Good afternoon. My name is Tura. I have 2 questions. But first of all, I want to say thank you to Foza for your comments. You made a major point, which is the foreign investors wouldn't invest in local talent. What they want is finished products, right? Which they can make their money in the shortest time possible, just like any business person will do. So the 2 questions I have is, first of all, I know in the past we've tried to engage with our government, in trying to gain awareness. But what is our sustainable plan to continue to engage the government to fund our local talents? I know it's funny. It might be a funny question, but you see, we can't get tired. What is our sustainable plan to continue to sensitize the government to fund,
Please wrap it up.
to fund our talents, even if it's private-public partnerships, just like what is done in the US through like the Rockefeller Foundation, and all that. That's one. The second question I have is
Please make it very
this.
snappy.
Yes, I'm gonna. So this is a music business conference. I can't see any government official here from like the Ministry of, say, culture or whatever, because we need to get them involved at every opportunity.
All right,
We
thank
need
you.
to
I
get
think
them
we've
involved
gotten
so
your
that they can
question.
understand.
All right,
Let
thank
them
you.
let them give us power first.
We
All right,
just
please,
have
that's
to be
his question.
sustainable.
Thank you.
Thank you. Foza, over to you.
All right. Okay. First of all, the government is not going to fund you, because that's not their role. The role of the government is to create regulations and laws. For example, with the fight we've been fighting for 15 years, is why we have the Ministry of Creative Economy, and we've been actively engaging the minister. She's very amiable and very accessible to the industry. So what the government is doing now is working with a lot of professionals that have been having conversations to put certain structures in place, right? Which includes like your tax breaks, your whatever, so that people can build infrastructures that are needed, because these things are expensive. What I would say is that the private industry, including the creators themselves, need to find new models that work. For example, we've always said loans is not, artists will tell you loans will not work, but I just think you are lazy. If you go to a microfinance bank and you take 10 million naira and you work strategically with like a Femi, you know that in 10 years' time you can pay back the 10 million. You've made a 10 million investment in yourself, which it's a loan, but you'd be like, yeah, we don't want loan, we want equity investment. Maybe equity investment is not the solution for artist development. Maybe it's a loan system. So at this point, it is everybody has to start thinking of new models, is my opinion.
All right, thank you so much. I believe that you got your question. The second person. Okay.
Thank you so much, and thanks to Fosa, my senior learned colleague. So I'm a lawyer, I'm an entertainment lawyer. So I want to ask just two questions. And first is how to remedy the situation whereby a foreign investor invests on marketing and the likes for a Nigerian artist, and he decided to take up the royalty for a period of 2 years. And up to date, he has not released the royalty. And based on jurisdiction issue and factor, so the cross-border issue now, how to be able to get that. Because you said something of slavery, and that is what definitely is happening. And the second question is, as a lawyer also, that most of your artists, because of your music knowledge and their business, and they end up reaching out to you, come and manage me, come and manage me. How are you going to collaborate this together to ensure that your legal practice is also not affecting the management? Thank you so much.
Lawyer, what you just asked for is full consultation. You can...
it would be nice to meet you maybe after
You're still going to pay, but...
As my senior colleagues, learned colleague in the...
But let me just quickly say, part of the problem that we realize, one of the things I've spoken with Godwin Tom, because I'm an active participant in Music Business Academy and a contributor, is that by the end of the year, I'm looking to establish a creative economy law program, like a full master's program. I work with a couple of universities, and that's going to launch. So you can subscribe to that and invest in yourself, and you find the answer to that solution. You are not going to clap.
Last.
All right, let's take the third person.
Sorry, second question, talking about
Okay.
management.
So that's also included though, but let me just give you the thing.
Alive.
But throughout my personal career, I found that because of our ethics, we have a lot of rules that prevent us from doing a lot of things. So at some point, I'll give you, for example, at some point where I was very active in management, I stepped down from being a lawyer. At another point where I was active in being a lawyer, I stepped down from being in management. At some point, I created separate companies that trained other people that could take up stuff. But it's very important because it's tricky. You are in a position where you advise people and they take that advice. And so because of ethical reasons, and I'm a very ethical person, I ensure that I don't conflict those issues because it will bite you in the ass in front. People do it very differently, which has caused a lot of commotion in the industry. But depending on the career path, what you want. At some point in my life, I wanted to be a manager. Then they showed me Shege. I went back to my law. So you have to be very clear what you want in terms of like career path.
All right, thank you so much. The third person, please. Okay, that's the person behind. Is there a mic close to you? Please, very short and straight to the point, please.
Thank you very much. My name is Femi Joshua, and my question is, what are the KPIs, key performance indicators, you use to measure an artist's success? And also, what are the tools that you use to analyze an artist's performances to guide artist strategy for success?
So I think, to be honest, I feel like success can be measured in different ways. It's subjective, to be honest, but I would say quality over quantity, like what your work carries, the data behind your creative work that you've put out and all. But like I said, success is subjective. It depends on how you want to measure success or what exactly the brand that you've signed with or you yourself as a person have set out and all.
To add to that, it's just about what you see success as. For certain musicians, they want to get a very active community and people that will stream their music. It doesn't have to be 1 million. It doesn't have to be 10 million. They just want, to be able to go perform, do certain things. Certain artists want to be popular. They want to be everywhere. I mean, you have to look at a situation where Portable's got more Spotify listeners than maybe an Asha, right? And I mean, if you think about success for those two artists, it's vastly different. So I think you as an artist need to decide and define what success is to you before you start your career and while you're at it.
Okay, so I'm just gonna play devil's advocate to that question, because some people say, oh, success, I'm driving a G-Wagon, I'm having bling bling, I'm the community big boy. Everybody in my local government is streaming my music, but it's not projecting in the numbers on Spotify and all those other platforms. So again, just to say, what should an artist prioritize? Just general knowledge, so that they get their priorities together.
Do you want to be hungry or do you want to be popular?
That's it.
Pick it. Do you want to be going in ShopRite, you cannot feed your family members? Like, what is your...
And they know your song everywhere.
Exactly. What's your thing in life? Some people will it's very confusing. Like, right? You want to be driving a Rolls Royce, but you cannot fuel the car for a year. Like, we need, and I think also this is just generally for us as Africans, we lack financial literacy, right? Some people will be having 100 million in their account, spend 50 million so you can make, they know, but they want to spend 1 million. So you want to go and buy, for example now, those of you that are buying land in Ikate, you will not pay lawyer 10 million to go and do due diligence. You want to pay lawyer 300K. 5 years later, they pull down the house, you are crying. Or you are buying gadgets of 5 million naira. You don't want to pay insurance of 500,000. It's financial literacy, it's hunger, psychological hunger. This is the same thing we're talking about. So we all need to educate ourselves beyond this thing that you want to blow and everything. What is important to you? I have clients that the only thing they want to do is blow. I ask you want to blow? Yeah. Okay, so after you blow, what happened? Nothing. Okay, all right, sure. You know, so far as I've written an email, you said you want to blow. I've gotten you the best possible deal for you to blow. This is because you now come out, oh, my lawyer, I'll bring out the email. This is what you agreed to. I warned you, you did not listen. So it's very important. Ask yourself and your God, what do I want? If you want to be hungry, cool. If you want to be popular, we have artists that you don't know their name. And I have an artist that you don't know who she is, but she has performed in Berlin. The first time I went to Spain was because of this artist. We were singing in front of like 10,000 people. People are shouting their name. There are people going around doing world festivals that you don't know about, but they are making money, they are feeding their family. But so you want her to be like, it's not successful. So what do you want to... Because we're getting to an age where your community is your currency. Because why would I bought, if not because they did not give me visa, I bought 600 pounds to go and listen to Ade. I cannot, this person I'll say it out. Ade, what's Ade singing? You'll be like, wait till they sing. Right? Do you understand? But today, if Arya Star says that ticket, in fact, I started saving my money. If Arya Star says table tickets 2 million naira, I'm there with my mini skirts to sing. That's community. Because Arya Star will see and repost my TikTok. I love it. You know, even though I'm 10 years older than her. But the question is what are you doing to convince a 30-something-year-old girl as a 17-year-old babe that come to my concerts? Shout out to all the women in the industry, by the way. We're saving Afrobeats. All the rest of you deny it. We're saving it. But that's what I'm saying. You know, I went to Arya Star. The only thing that took me out, I wore mini shorts. I called the look, say, Sabi Elder. But I'm there.
Was a star.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. Please, we'll only take one more question. Time is up. Just one more question.
Okay. One more question.
Okay, I'm Wengzi, so I'm an artist. I want to ask, like, based on the nature of the markets now, and especially the circumstances that labels are facing with artists concerning their turnovers and all, do you think proposing EP deals rather than the normal deals of 1 year that has to do with the duration, do you think it's a better idea? Even proposing deals as an artist, do you think is a good idea at all?
For who?
For the labels.
Why?
Like just submitting proposals.
Why? What if I don't make the money from your EP that I'm putting out?
Obviously the proposal is going to involve stuff that I'm going to use to convince that okay, I have the potential.
Like what stuff? Educate me.
The art, the music, my previous achievements and all.
Sorry, but like music and talent is, I'm afraid it's not one of the best metric. Because I've heard crap music do very well.
Yeah.
I've heard, this true story. I'm the first person that heard Your Waist outside of Inyanya. Because they recorded a song waiting for me to come and produce for Inyanya. When I got there, we couldn't come up with anything. I heard Your Waist, and I remember going back to Cool FM at the time I was working, and I told my colleague N6, I'm like, Inyanya, and I'd be like, I wanted to wonder. I heard one song, I was just saying Your Waist, Your Waist, Your Waist. Song came out, and so you can't do that. That's why the best thing to do is to build success, not to jump. Build a community, build an audience, have something that as an insurance, if the EP doesn't work, are you making some money that can go into repayment of whatever investment you're asking for, right? So be very strategic. If you're making $100, for example, normally from whatever music you have built, and you're asking for $10K for an EP, if the EP flops, you have $100 that is coming in, right? And that can go towards repayments of whatever investment. So build, don't jump. If you jump, you fall.
So, bro, to be honest with you, look at it from two ways: exposure and potential. If you have the potential, you are very good, you've worked, and someone comes to you and says, I know they give you money, but I will give you exposure. Exposure will not go if you carry you go where you go. Money gas enter. Now, if you are going to meet someone that has money and you have not worked, you don't have, like you're just telling them, don't worry, I get potential. That too will not work both ways. So you have to do your part first before you be able to see the other part.
Let me quickly just, strategic thinking, and this is like I tell people we need to do the work. What's your name?
Wenzi.
Wenzi. All right. Pick 10 of your friends. One should be a producer, one should be your mixing engineer. The other 8 are boys around that can pull 20 people, and they have 100K. Gather everybody together, come to the table, put that money together, raise 2 million naira, come up with a marketing strategy, build things that you know that if I make a t-shirt of 500 naira, does this person has 20 people to buy it at 1,000 naira? Yes, so you have 20 t-shirts to sell. You must make sure that 10 of your people stream. You must make sure that 10 people buy tickets. By the time you are done in 2 years' time, you have MVP to go and show someone to say, look at the magic I can do. Look at the people that sign up with a team like 1 RPM. As you are signing up, you 5%, you 10%. You are not arguing accounting with everybody. Everybody's getting their share as they are going. You don't have to wait for a label. But you know why you will not do that? Do you see the amount of hard work that is there? Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Please let's put your hands together for our awesome panel. They have been amazing. Has this been an enlightening session? Please put your hands together for them, please. Thank you very much. Please, before you go, we want to take pictures, official pictures with them. Please, this is just the first panel. Awesome. Thank you all so much for making time out of your busy schedule to be here. Please, pictures, awesome. This is just half of the session. We have another panel with another interesting topic. Trust me, it's talking about being global and not local.
Yeah.
Yes, the global market. How do we tap into this? Now, while they are taking pictures, if there's anything, please make music staff, make music conveners, please. Come take pictures. Okay, so if there's anything to take away, we are talking about long-term goals. We are talking about getting legal counsel. Don't just jump at every opportunity. There are loopholes which you cannot see with your naked eye. And as we say, you tie down your bondage, you are safe for 5 years. And you're not getting anything.
5 years? We're talking 20
years, yeah. Then please, there are some legal loopholes that you can avoid when you get legal counsel. Also, develop yourself. Artist development. Talent is not enough. You need to educate yourself, okay? Also, what we can get for this session is think of the long game. The long game, not instant gratification.
Please,
there is a long game.
Some of us are leaving the hall. We are not done yet.
Okay, so we are not done yet. We have a very esteemed panel who is coming for the second session. I know most of the people in the panel, they are taking pictures. Please, they are here for a limited time. You can follow them on their social media. Please go
Exactly.
to
Send them a DM.
Make Music on all social media handles so that you can follow them. They will be tagged on most of the pictures here so you can follow them. Thank you very much.
All right. So now, before we go to the next thing, I would like to share a very short story with us, right? If there's anybody that is shy in the house here, I beg you, don't be shy. Keep shyness away. I remember I was at an event last year with one of the presidential candidates, and I saw different calibers of people from all across the world. Are we together? Yeah. And I was sitting at a table where on a normal day, I will not access this kind of people. And one of these persons, I'm not going to mention the company, the founder of a tech company, one of the biggest tech companies currently right now in Africa. And this person was talking to me and everything. I was being shy, I was talking and whatever. Deep down, I wanted to exchange contacts, but I did not. Now, this person is one of the sponsors of the Big Brother Nigeria, about 2 seasons. This person left. It was paining me that I could not get that contact. You know the one that paid me pass? There was buffet, there was food, but I was too shy to eat. And I left there very, very hungry. So what I'm trying to say today is try to make contact. You don't know who is sitting down beside you. You don't know where they're going to be in a couple of years' time. You don't know if they are going to become one of the biggest industry leaders. Don Jazzy might want to retire today and somebody beside you is the next person that's going to take up Mavens. You never know. Okay? So please, let's ensure to make contact. So right about now, we'll be watching a documentary video. I don't know if you're ready. The media team. Okay.
Okay, so we have a documentary video of past music business conferences. So it's not ready yet. Okay. So please, some people have left the building. I don't know if they are coming back, but please make yourself comfortable. Sit down, Patch. It's going to be another lovely session. Please, can you just tell us the topic for the next session?
So the topic...
The topic is something that's going to blow our minds.
The topic for the next session is global market penetration, music touring, and bookings.
Yes.
Global market penetration, music touring, and bookings.
So yes. So how global market penetration, touring and bookings. How do you go on tour? How do you book?
Handle your booking.
How do you know where to go on tour? You go on tour and in a room of 10 people. How do you make your money? How do you know where you have strong followership in? These are the things that we are going to, the second panel is going to come up with. But as they get ready to come up, please, how many people are following Make Music Lagos on social media? How many people are following? Abomination. How? Please go now, in real time. Go on your phones, on Instagram, on Facebook. Well, those are still on Facebook. On Instagram, please follow Make Music Lagos on Instagram. Please, all the information. This week is World Music Day. Make some noise. Really, I need more. This Friday is World Music Day. Awesome. Now, this music business conference is just one event out of a week-long event of week-long program of events. On Sunday, we have the pop-up worship. If you were around for the pop-up worship wave, pop-up worship was University of Lagos. It was amazing. We had so many artists come and enjoy yourself. Even though you enjoyed yourself doing the pop-up worship, make some noise. There were a few that went, so it was lovely. And today is just the second day. And on Friday, we are going to have the Pulsation, the shutdown concert at the Onikon Stadium by 4 p.m. And we're going to have Johnny Drill. We're going to have a lot of artists. And we're going to have a finale of what we had, Battle of the Bands. Okay, like 10 bands came together sometime 2 months ago for a competition. And 3 bands came out tops. And there's going to be a finale on the World Music Day on the 21st of this month. It's not far. It's just... on Friday. Today is Wednesday, so in 2 days' time. So please, all the information, all the concerts you need to be in, all these things are free, but you need to register at www.makemusic.org.ng. So please, right now in real time, follow the social media handles. This is a week-long event, free. So make sure you come. Please educate yourself. You're going to have more time to speak with people. You're going to have artists who are going to be collaborating with us. So we're going to do all that. So please make sure you are abreast with all the events that are going to be holding this week, okay? there's going to be a master class. Now, if you are running really, really quick, if you say, oh, I want to do a rush, well, there's a free master class. Who does a free master class? Master classes for music entrepreneurs are things people pay in foreign currency to get a master class. But courtesy, Make Music Lagos and Alliance Française, put your hands together for them, please, for giving us this wonderful venue. There's a master class. So even after the second session, there'll be Q&A, we'll be talking about Make Music Lagos. There's still going to be a masterclass, and there'll be 2 different topics, okay? Before the end of the program, we'll tell you what the 2 different topics are. What are you leaning towards? Music entrepreneurship, artist development, global, maybe getting, monetizing your music. All these things are what the masterclass is for. So if you are a music entrepreneur, you're a producer, you're an A&R, you're an artist, please do not rush off. This conference is for you. This conference is not for the guy just on the street. If you want to take your music seriously, I want to take your music to the next level, I implore you, there's a free masterclass. I have never heard of a free masterclass anywhere. After things like this, when they say masterclass, you know, it's for paying artists, but it's free. Courtesy Make Music Lagos and Alliance Française. There'll be 2 different classes, so please don't rush anywhere. If you have an appointment, tell them that please, I can't make it today because there's a master class. Yes, master class, and you need to. It will be like one-on-one here to do it, but in the master class, you can have one-on-one interaction with them, get their social media handles. So please, we don't want anyone to miss out from this session.
All right, amazing. So now, before we start, a little bit of icebreaker. I talked about connecting earlier, and I know that some people still do not connect. So now, in front of you, there is someone sitting in front of you. There is someone sitting behind you and also beside you. Now, in 1 minute, please ask for their name and quickly what they do. And here is why I'm going to come and ask you. And if you cannot tell me the person beside you, their name, or the ones behind you, anyway, there will be problem. And if somebody is not talking to you, just quickly go to another person.
Listen, you can be sitting next to a next big hit. Please don't localize the person next to you. Trust me, I was working in a media station and they just said, oh, there's this up-and-coming artist, so please just come and just interview her. She only had 1 video on YouTube.
Some people aren't talking to people.
She just had only 1 video on YouTube. Fast forward now, that same person I was as a TV presenter, she just had 1 small hit. They said, oh, I just had 1 small hit. That small hit, guess what the small hit eventually turned out to be? I'm looking for my journey. I feel small hits, no. So please, 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 everybody knows Yemi Alade. So please, please, do not trivialize any connection you are making. Take names, take numbers. If you are an artist, the biggest collaborations.
Just help. All right, it's time to now ask questions. Let me go and look for people that are not. And the person, he ran away. Okay, I'll come back to you. I can see that you took the bold step to stand up. Wonderful. So, good afternoon. He's looking at his phone. Good afternoon. What's your name?
My name is Exceptional.
His name and what does he do?
Okay, his name is David.
No, please, you have to. If you know you've not asked, please ask again. I don't think that my heels will not allow me come to the back. He sings. He just sings. Don't worry. Let me take the attention of you right now. Okay. You ready to? Hi. Thank you. I know you already knew I was coming to you. Did you come with your friends today? Don't lie, you.
He's an artist as well.
Is that correct? Are you sure that's your real name? Okay, good. So now, what does he do?
He's an artist.
What does he do?
He's a producer and an artist.
Hi. What do you do?
I'm a producer and artist.
Please, let's put our hands together for him. Wave your hands. Yeah, I'm wondering who are we clapping for? He's able to know the person beside him and all. So is there anybody who hasn't, connected with anybody? Or maybe you wanted to talk to somebody and the person is not even smiling with you at all. With me. And you came late, that's why you didn't connect with me now. All right. So, yes, please. You people came late because I already connected a lot. Don't worry. When we are done, you can connect. So I think it's time to go to the next panel session right now. Let's talk about money. foreign money. I believe right now we have our panelists.
Okay, the second, the panelists are just gathering around. People are they're doing interviews and the rest. So we're going to have a 5-minute musical interlude. I will get back to you. This is Make Music Lagos. Come on. What's Make Music without music? So just a 5-minute interlude, then we'll be back. Thank you very much.
So please, if you know that there is a bag on an empty seat, please point out to anyone standing so that they can sit as well. And if you stand up and you leave your seat, somebody else is going to take it. Okay? So in about 5 minutes, we'll resume again. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Hello, everybody. Hi, guys. When I say hi, your response to me, now we fighting. Good afternoon, everybody. All right, so we'll not leave here. Good afternoon, everybody. How many of us know about Music Business for Africa? I love the way your hand went up so quickly. The lady on the pink hair. Very quickly. Wonderful. How many of us know about Music Business for Africa? Wonderful. So it means a lot of us actually know about them. So wonderfully for us, we have a representative in the house to talk to us a little bit or maybe in-depthly about MBA. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Mr. Abbasi. Please put it, come on now. Let's show them that we have energy in this room. Right.
Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. We're quite a lot, so the hello should be heavy. Okay, all right. Please, can I have my slide, please? It's amazing being here, and thank you, everybody, for coming out. My name is Kinya Abasiedet. I head operations for CIFA, the organizers of the Music Business Academy for Africa program. And right here I have...
Hi, my name is Nisi Uto, and I'm the project manager for CIFA/MBA for Africa.
Hello.
Okay, so can I have the next slide, please? The Music Business Academy for Africa, or the MBA for Africa, is basically Africa's first music business academy. So we're a leading educational institution focused on training professionals for Africa's entertainment industry. We were founded by Godwin Tom in 2017, and we started off as a talent management training program. But now we basically function under the Creative Industries Initiative for Africa, and we train people who are interested in the music business or any other aspect of the entertainment industry. Can I have the next slide, please? So far, we've trained over 1,000 students. Please put your hands together for MBA. I mean, it's not easy. We've trained over 1,000 students across 35 countries, over 35 countries, really. We've funded over 150 women through the VBank Fund. We have AudioMark. We've had Warner Justice Fund. So we've had so many ways that we've funded women for the MBA for Africa program. These are our statistics. Over 21,000 posts, over 4,619 users have spoken about the MBA across social media platforms, and many more. Can I have the next slide, please? Some of our alumni are in the house today. If you're an MBA alumnus, please raise your hand. I know Victoria is here. Victoria, please say hi. Onye is also here. Axara, the DJ, she's somewhere over there. So we have many alumni, even in the audience, and these are some of their success stories. Can I have the next slide, please? So Sounds of Our Time, Suit Africa, which was founded by Arinze Orji, who is an alumnus. And then one of our alumnus from 2022 cohort, Ugochi Anoye, serves as their editor-in-chief. Double Says, which was founded by Oroluwa Peters, who is Mr. Rollout, is another one of our alumni success stories. Sinex Entertainment, founded by Okoro Francis Choma, who is their chief executive officer. Can I have the next slide, please? Core Culture Music by Luther Orie, Durosi International by Uzo Daniel, who is also going to be a panelist today. He's also, he works at Tony Music Publishing as a result of his training with MBA. Can I have the next slide, please? So this is a cross-section of some of our alumni who are doing well in the music industry. Uzo is up there. Daisy Wandu, Temi Olowake. She's also the founder of Discovery Deck, other than being the marketing associate at Native Records. We also have Blossom. Paul is the communications and PR manager for Africa at Boomplay. We have Olumide, head of A&R at Freeme. Can I have the next slide, please? Victoria, please just stand up so that we can quickly see you. That's Victoria Abbas. She's an alumna of the 2022 cohort. We also have Idara Owodiong Idemeko, who has worked with so many people, Burner Boy, and now she's the label manager for West Africa at the Orchard. So we have Wale Ozolwa. Wale is also somewhere in the house. He is the manager of...
Show people videos that, they go to learn, you listen to people talk about certain topics. MBA actually makes it practical as possible because it's one ticks more better. A simulation, please. So it's basically, it's going to be a simulation. It's going to be like having, the way they say that the university is like a smaller version of the society. So the MBA for Africa 2024 program is going to be like a smaller version of the music industry ecosystem. So please, next slide. So the approach is going to be from learning, you practice, and then you see the results in real time. So basically what we used to do was, we bring you in and then you join a particular company. Okay, you're grouped first off, and then your groups are now structured into like, a traditional record label. You have your management department, your A&R department. We've done that for, I think, 3 years now. So we're deciding to switch the approach. So this year, you're going to come in and then you're going to pick your primary area that you want to be part of. So when you look at the ecosystem, you decide which part do I want to be in. And then we're going to have independent companies that would have real life affiliate partners. So for example, you come in and then you want to be an entertainment lawyer. You're a lawyer and then you want to, specify or specialize rather, thank you, in entertainment law. So we're going to have a legal company and then you come in and then the legal company is going to have an affiliate partner, which is going to be a real life legal company, representing clients. And then you're going to have your task, your activities tailored towards that. And then they're going to be there, the affiliate partners will be there to guide you, give you real-time feedback, so you learn. So that's how the program is going to be. There are going to be various of those companies in various departments. Then that's the practice. Doing the work is the practice. In the MBA, we have what we call the talent project, which is going to be called the talent development program this year. So you're actually learning and then practicing this on artists. You understand? So that's the practice, and then you have the results. You work towards your project, which is the album, and then the magazine, and different other things. So please, next slide. So registrations, basically, anybody can register for MBA. Because what we've identified is that our music is growing quickly, but at the same time, the education is not growing as fast as the music is running. It's like doing sprints.
Okay.
You understand? But the artists, the actual executives, people that know the business of these things, the education is not as fast as how the music is growing. So what we're trying to do is to scale the education as much as we can, because it's something that has to be done. So who can register? Anybody register. And this year we're starting what we call the Beneficiaries Fund. And the Beneficiaries Fund is basically for now I'm speaking to actually the executives in the house that are things. So the Beneficiaries Fund is for, you identify, that, I'm getting old, I'm becoming an OG, but we need more executives. We need to replace the business people that, that are retiring, people that, are, starting to focus on their families. We need more young people. So, you feel free to support our Beneficiaries Fund. Okay. So the Beneficiaries Fund actually makes, please, the next slide. The Beneficiaries Fund actually makes us able to give scholarships to people that want to do the program.
Thank you very much.
That cannot. So please, next slide. I'm wrapping up. I'm almost done.
Okay, please.
Yeah. So this is the Beneficiaries Fund. And then, so what we need is, as I was speaking earlier, our OGs, please support our Beneficiaries Fund, and then sponsorships and partnerships. Please, next slide. All right, and then please just take a moment to scan the QR code on the screen. Next slide. I think this is the last slide.
Okay.
Next slide. Let me see if there's one more. So, next. So yes, this is so far. Just to say big shout out to our partners in the house. Big shout out to Bizo from The Plug. Big shout out to Mr. Safile and the rest of our partners in the building.
So hands together, please, for the Music Business Academy. Please, you're a young artist, you're a business entrepreneur. Please, there's music and there's the business. How do you get your money? So please educate yourself. Please, this is the best place you can be. Your legal lingo, what to look out for in contracts. You can't exhaust. I mean, this is supposed to be like a 1 week program because there are so many questions to ask. And I know a lot of people did not ask their questions in the first session. We are going to start a second session. Hopefully, you'll be able to ask the questions in relation with the second topic.
Of course.
But please, the Music Business Academy, please. There's a PR code. It's still on for like 2-3 seconds. You can ask questions. I believe they will be here. And those that are interested in scholarship, what are the criteria? There's a table outside, okay? It's going to be here till the end of the program. So please ask all your questions. There's scholarship. You can pay if you want to benefit from something and you want to take it seriously. You can pay for it even if you don't get a scholarship, so you can educate yourself. Thank
All
you.
right, global markets penetration, music touring, and bookings.
Yes,
If
music
you are
touring.
clap well. Don't be stingy with the clap now. Amazing. So right about now, we're calling on our panelists as we begin this session.
Okay, so music touring and all. So the first person in our panel, an impressive 14-year track record in the industry. Her expertise spans across venue management, event production, planning, and management, where she has a master's in the arts of curating memorable experiences for live music, theater, conferences, festivals, and concerts. Please put your hands together for her, please. She has notably steered the production as the prestigious, she has notably steered productions at the prestigious Eco Convention Center at Eco, which was the main driving force for jumping on the social media scene and to bring awareness to the amazing talents emerging from the Nigerian music scene as far back as 2007. Put your hands together for him, please. Bizo, let's just keep it simple. Okay, so to moderate this scene, we have the one,
The only
Charles.
The woman with the energy. Now, Shola Charles Mogaji is an award-winning radio personality, music curator, public speaker, podcaster, music critic, event host, and artistic businesswoman. A former OAP at Classic 97.3 FM, she is the CEO of Charles 66 Entertainment and the co-founder of Stage and Booth Hospitality. With all the experience she juggles, it's no wonder that she's well known and respected by her peers in the industry. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Charles.
Charles.
Can you hear me?
Okay, so this is a very amazing topic. We are talking about touring, concerts, and the global scene. So, are you ready for this session? So please, ladies and gentlemen, Charles, that she put your hands together for her, please.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Let's just
everybody likes to blow. Everybody wants to blow. Everybody wants to be a superstar. Everybody wants to be a Burna Boy, a Rema. You know, everybody wants to be way up there. But when you put in the work, and do you have all the resources that you need? Make sure that we're sitting somewhere and someone said "shibidon." Yeah, that's the word that was used. So, but also no Bizulo. No, but he needs no introduction. Know what I mean? He's one of those guys that just say his first name. We need to know your second name. It's not important to us. But I also know the work that you do as well. And I really just to say, I'm fans of all of you. And I'm thrilled you're here with me. So we're going to start straight away. I've got loads of questions. I'm going to try to make sure that I get... Okay. So let me ask you, what kind of strategy does an independent artist or label need to penetrate the international market? Because it's okay when we're here, we're still playing here. 100%. We're playing. When you have to step out, when you want that recognition, you want to step out of Nigeria and the recognition for the music, physically, in every way, for your craft. What are some of the strategies that they can adopt, or she can adopt, to get them there quicker?
Okay, hi everyone. So I'll say the first things first is finding a good touring agent. You know, most people from Nigeria end up going to do shows abroad, and then just with local promoters who are trying to make money. You end up doing shows with these people. Yes, you might do a show for you in a 5,000 capacity venue, but there's no touring data. And without a touring data, you can't get people focused.
On your stream, on your record. So you have to put in the work. Now I see what you look that says to the promoter that when you remember when we had a very terrible as an artist be someone of excellence. So hone your craft. Decide that you want to not just be the regular person. Let there be something distinct about you that helps you to sell yourself. Not just to the people who will give you money, but to the people who will recommend you, because this business is a word of mouth thing.
Yes.
I have been in conversations where artists are taking off a lineup because of something someone in the room said about their character. So you have to be, no matter how big you are, you have to be somebody.
Just use the word attitude. Use the word attitude. Lose the attitude.
Yes,
we know.
attitude.
We're not going to mention any names. Lose the attitude. Be humble.
The things you say, the things you write, the views that you have that should be kept private.
Things you tweet about.
I didn't want to say that.
Twitter never forgets. The internet never forgets.
The things you say now can be used against you in 10 years' time. So be a good person that can be seen as a good person. If you like, don't be a good person in your privacy. But
when you come
outside,
behave yourself.
Behave yourself well.
I also want to say very quick, because we didn't really talk about promoters a lot. So if you have a lawyer, that's another thing that she can help you with. She will help you to pick the team, a winning team, and make sure that your contracts with all of them is kind of like airtight. I want to say thank you. You're not going to say my thank yous for me. I'm going to say it to myself. Thank you to my amazing team. Next year, we need another 30 minutes.
Yes.
45 minutes is never enough. Make music, people.
I say...
as in, we didn't even get started.
We still have Q&A anyways.
Wait, let me finish.
We still have Q&A.
Yeah, I know. So we'll take the questions now, and then I'll come back and get you off my stage.
Okay.
Okay.
Please put your hands together for the amazing panel, and also for our
beautiful moderator.
Please, again... thank you all so much. Thank you, Dotun. Thank you, MEC.
Questions.
Thank you, Rizzo. Questions. So very quickly.
Please, we'll be taking only like 4 people because we know we need
questions.
time for answers.
Okay, so we have the media people. So
no, hold on, no. Ladies, please, where are you? Does any lady have a question?
Yes, no ladies.
I would
yes,
like to
see, there's one there.
Okay.
Thank you.
Before we go into questions, I have a question. Hello. So
you are in-house. Let her go first.
I'm just going to say something.
Please give her the mic.
I'm just gonna put scenarios.
You have a question.
Please,
Right.
there
We'll
are
take
media
two ladies.
people.
The other two, we'll give it to the
Okay,
guys.
so
that they don't,
you're gonna pick. So two things. I'm just gonna even say. Okay, you start first. You just
See,
start first.
ladies first.
Okay. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Sorry.
Please, your name and make it very quick.
Yes, I had to jump out of my show to be here because of him. My name is Baby Lawyer. I work with Max FM and TVC Communications.
Hey.
Yes. Hello, Madam Shields. And this is not a question. I just want to say something very quickly.
In fact, your seconds are reducing.
I'm sorry. Please, for every artist here, all right, if you're not going to properly get a record label contract or run your talent independently well, don't do music.
Ouch. That's a wow. That's a wow something.
Please, I'm sorry. I work on radio. I work with TV.
She came direct.
And I see everything you people do and how entitled many of you come at us.
I'm telling you.
And then when you don't come properly prepared and somebody on the team tells you to pay for payola, because some of you, the song isn't kicking enough, but we know that you have talent and we actually want to push you. And then some of you insist. Please, I say again, if you cannot put yourself together, get yourself everything they've said on this panel, listen to everything that has been said here, please go to church. Sing for Jesus.
Oh, dear Lord.
Thank you so much.
I take exception to that. What's that? What do you mean? So gospel music.
All
So
right.
She
what
came
did
with
it
the fire.
Sorry,
Last.
even in church, you still need to compose yourself.
Last.
Even in church, trust me.
They have brought it to church. Last. My God, we judge.
Okay, so we have another lady because of our time.
Another lady, please. Can we
Yes.
have one more lady? I'm trying to remember. That's it. Bizzle. God
Okay,
bless
3
you.
ladies, 1 guy. Okay, don't identify as a woman if you're not one. No.
Hey.
Wow. Why?
Lord,
But why
Lord.
will you go there now? Why? But why? There's a lady here in a black and white jacket.
Yes.
So someone's already asking one.
Good afternoon. So this question is from my friend here, and he's pushing me to ask the question.
Wow.
So I'm trying. I want to be sure that I actually really understood it. He said it's a question to you, Ma. Yeah.
To Yemisi.
That's
Okay.
him, yeah. So he says, if you're a producer, I'm looking at you now, so you can be telling me yes. So if you're a producer and you're sending an
The guy
invoice,
used you to
Yes.
get- In fact,
Because
this is
you
a
know,
guy's something.
I'm sorry, but I think he actually made sense because I've been telling him
please go
yes.
ahead.
So he says, if you're a producer and you're about to send an invoice to a label, is it very important to add the VAT to it? So I've been saying VAT to it. So
People
I've been
should not
saying
let me answer.
yes. I mean, yes, it's a business, but I'm not a legal person. So
You
he
do
wanted
what?
to hear directly from you.
Absolutely, yes. You have to. Yes. You have rendered a service. No,
Excuse
it
you.
doesn't depend. You've rendered a service. You have to remit the tax on that service you have rendered to the government for giving you an adequate or for giving you the pardon?
Environment
for
and
giving you
space.
that environment, space, and whatever you need to provide that service. So if you're a music producer and you have done something for, you have rendered a service for a record label, you have to charge your VAT on behalf of the government and you have to remit. That money is not
Remittance.
yours.
Very important.
You have collected your 1 million for your service. The 7.5 of 1 million is 750. Sorry, my math.
750 BT. Yeah, me see.
I'm sorry. Okay, whatever. Okay, 75K. That's 75K. I apologize. I'm the worst in math. You know, so that 75K is not yours. It's for the federal government.
Just ask him, just to
Yeah?
put it there.
So-
Please, someone says, sister, now we now. Just
No, there's no.
That's
Well,
what, so
now
we should not,
we
so when
now.
they come for me, now we go.
If you are doing wee,
Now
if you
wee-wee.
want to do wee, you know, you will still have to. So that means that 1 million, for instance, that you were paid is not outrightly yours. There's still 7.5% of that 1 million, or off that 1 million that you have to remit. Tax is compulsory. People go to jail abroad because of tax.
Yeah.
I wish I could head the FRS one someday.
Okay, thank you so
Some
much.
people-
Yes.
some people go
Your
vex.
name and then your question.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Chaviva, and I am a lawyer. My question is directed to Mrs. Yamisi. So,
Miss, please,
I beg.
I'm
Miss,
so sorry.
in case, man.
Yes, we don't know who's here.
Just saying,
We don't
saying.
know,
Please.
we don't know.
Keeping our options open.
Okay, so when people talk about the music industry as regards like legal practitioners and all of that, on LinkedIn, half the time what we hear is intellectual property. And I've been in this conference since morning, and I've never heard anything about intellectual property, which is really great. So my question really is, as legal practitioners in the music industry, what areas should we be looking out for in terms of rendering services in the industry? That's especially for people that are just like coming into the industry. Thank you.
As an entertainment lawyer,
Okay,
answer.
so as an aside, in my head, after the artist, the next richest person in this entertainment industry has to be the lawyers. You know that, right? Because all questions on panels, I've been on panels, I've spoken everywhere. The lawyers have to talk the most. The last panel, Foza was the one that was everybody. But that's not the case. Why? It's not fair. But that's a rhetorical question, so that when you're coming to me, you know that I'm rendering a service that you cannot do without. So when I throw you my bill, don't argue. Because when your stylist, when your stylist throws you your bill, you will not argue. When Bizu A&Rs for you, you will not argue. So when that person that would mar or make your career throws you her bill, in my case, please don't argue.
Add extra on top if possible.
If possible. So to answer your question, the crux of entertainment, creativity is intellectual property. There's no point having a conversation in the entertainment industry if you don't have an intellectual property to protect. You write a song, you automatically enjoy a right to whatever it is you have written. Whatever idea you nurse, once you make it tangible, you enjoy an automatic intellectual property right, copyright in that tangible creation that you have done. So therefore, as an entertainment lawyer, you must be absolutely vast in all forms of intellectual property, particularly copyright law and trademarks law in some cases. Have I answered your question adequately?
All right. Thank you so much. A guy now.
A guy. Okay, so I think you can meet her if you want specifics.
Just do any mini mo
Yeah.
and pick one person.
The guy in the middle. Yes, you with the glasses, yes.
We are beginning to sync.
Yeah, I know, right?
Hi, everyone.
Yeah.
Good afternoon. So I'm Anthony. I'm a business entertainment reporter. And this is for everybody in the panel. Talking about data, how can it be assessed for the guys in the room here and for promoters and labels who want to leverage on this data? Data in terms of streaming, data in terms of live music, how can it be assessed? And secondly, the second question is, in terms of, we are doing very well outside the country as well. So how do the fans in Nigeria get to assess live music performances, because it's not cheap as it is recently? So how can we be able to leverage or assess live music in terms of for fans in Nigeria who do not?
Instagram Live is free.
But they don't do it.
They don't do what?
There is no platform, no official platform that can sell tickets or allow for access.
What
to
are you
these
talking?
people.
Are you talking about?
If they can watch
Live
online,
events.
yeah,
Instagram
live
Live.
music.
Some people, I don't understand. When you,
No,
maybe
that's,
I don't
think he's
understand.
talking about maybe a concert.
For
Stream the concert live, right?
For a concert that's happening live, there are not much platform.
Okay.
For you to watch, is that
in Nigeria? And then I will answer data and pay to watch.
Yeah.
For data, I think every artist that puts music out has something called Spotify for Artists Apple Music for artists, Amazon Music for artists, Deezer for artists, you can see your back end to know.
There's also YouTube Music.
Yeah, there's also YouTube Music. Yeah, so you can use the back end to see where your streams are coming from. You check out the analytics to tell you to what state.
You used to offer companies who used to sponsor, which was data and information. COVID has shown everybody that there are other ways to get that information.
Yeah.
So when the cost of production and everything is put on the audience to pay, it's impossible. You see that there are no longer 5,000 naira shows.
How? Where?
Because by the time you pay the lighting company, the sound company, me, the production manager, the stage manager, the decor person, by the time you pay all of those people, there's nothing left. Ticket money used to be what promoters, is money by the side. It's sponsorship money, they used to pay for everything. And then the ticket money is just by the side. But now that sponsorship money has dried up, and then you can't ask artists to put down the money for the show. Because the truth is, however much we may think they make, they don't get the lion's share of what they make. So they can't afford to put down money to do events. And then at the end of the day, nobody has the money. And it's not a profitable venture. Record has that you have to do a show at least 3 times for you to break even. Not make profit, break even. So where's the money going to come from? So that's the reason why we're not having shows.
Okay, thank you very much. Please put your hands together for them, please.
Thank you.
Okay, this has been an amazing session as we round up. Okay, I know a lot of people have questions. Please, they're going to drop their social media handles. When they come together, you can ask them questions personally, meet them on socials, yes?
Maybe you should do that now. Yeah, see, can you give
Yeah,
out
but
your
just give your socials, okay? Okay.
Yfalaye, Yfalaye, across all
Social media
socials.
Yeah. Bizo. Sir? Okay.
Mufa Intola on Twitter and Olawiyola.me on Instagram.
Okay.
I am at Shawl66, SCHULLZZ66.
Okay.
Shawl66.
Awesome. Okay, thank you. Please put your hands together for them, please. I'm just going to put this out there, right? Please, there's something I took away. Talks about excellence when it comes to performing. I mean, last year, the biggest tour of the summer was Beyonce's Renaissance tour. It was everywhere. It was so huge. Every city, it was big. People used their house rent to go on tour. People used their school fees to go on tour. And if you watch it online, it was so good that she now made a film of the concert to show people to pay to watch themselves coming for the concert. I mean, that was business at its peak. But I'm just going to ask 2 questions, please, before we leave here. I know you said something about, hello, me too, I came to learn, hello. So please, you talked about Boney M, which people were like, they were up till 3 a.m. Baba just did 10-minute song and left. People said it was the sound, things like that. 2 things I want to say, and damage control. Number 1, anybody can answer that. The Ashake show where it was packed and people were pushing, there was a stampede. How did something like that happen? That's number 1. We all know about the Ashake show and the rest. The second one is an artist comes and says, oh, I missed my flight. I've paid I've missed my flight. Or I was supposed to go on stage. The box that had my bling bling wasn't there. So, You're gonna pay me my money. How? So they say, because like they say, oh, there should be a regulatory board. Let us start it.
For trouble.
I came for a show. I paid my hard-earned money. You say your bling bling wasn't there. So you're in the hotel room. I am there in the concert hall waiting for you. Let it make sense.
But these things you're saying, it's not Nigeria it happened now. It's abroad. Ashake show is London. Kizania is another country. So you don't want to call the name. I'll call the name for you. It's not in Nigeria it happened. Talk about things that happen in Nigeria so that we can, because for me, it's like You're asking us to tell you about things. I'm not a regulatory for Brixton Academy. She can't tell you how the production works in Brixton Academy. Also, promoter in Uganda, you don't know if maybe they didn't pay Kiss Daniel full. They just use the bling bling story as story for the. Ask us things about Nigeria that we can answer.
I'm just saying that how do things like this happen? I'm just talking general. If you're going on, so
let me make an attempt.
Yeah.
You see, and I'm not going to go full on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when I said that before you decide to hire an artist to perform or to, as a promoter, you need to get a lawyer. If I'm representing a promoter, I know the clauses. If I draft the agreement, I know the clauses that I must ensure must be in the agreement. If I'm representing the record label / artist, I know the clauses that I must put in the agreement to ensure that my client is properly protected. Do you see what I mean? So depending, and if I'm also the production if I'm representing the production company, I know the sort of clauses that I must insist that should be there or not for the 3 examples. Do you see what I mean? If I am representing a promoter, for instance, as much as I don't want to talk about representing the promoter because of the examples you have given, and particularly because of the relationship that I have with the people involved in these examples that I've given, I will not talk about representing the promoter.
So, for a production person, if you know the character of the artist that is coming, you have a plan based on their character. For example, there are some artists, if I'm the production company, there are some certain artists, I will tell you that they must be in their hotel 2 days before. Because I know who they are. So, and there are some people that if they tell me they are coming from their house, I have no problem because I know they will be there. Because that is their character.
E.g. Adekunle Gold.
Yes.
A.G. Baby.
Yeah.
That's A.G. Baby is he's the
most has left.
He's the
Two-Face. If you tell Two-Face be here at 2:00, he's here at 2:00. And he's there, he'll do what he needs to do and go. There are some artists you know. There are some artists, as a production person, I know that when they get on stage, they will be at least 1 hour late for sound check. And they will abuse the sound engineer. So what I do is, before that artist comes, I will talk to the sound engineer. And beg them. I will kneel down. I don't mind. Please, this person is coming. I beg you in the name of God. You and I both know the person has bad character. Please help me. Let them pay my balance. So you know who the artist is, and word goes round. Word goes round. So when you know their character, you have a plan A, plan B, plan C. There are some artists you know from experience that the possibility that they will actually show up is like 10%, even if there's a contract.
Wow, that's bad.
So you have a plan A, B, C of those kind of people.
So
Sorry,
you see all these things, all these things she has said, depending on who I am representing, it is going to be in the agreement. If I'm representing the promoter and I'm working with somebody that we know, the promoter wants to work with an artist that we know that will not attend sound check and all of those things, it will be in the agreement that if you don't attend sound check, your lack of attending sound check will be a material breach of these performance agreements. And once there's a material breach of an agreement, you know that you're in trouble. So if you know the character of the artist you are working with, if you know just study environments, puts a lot of, scenarios into consideration and advise your lawyer to ensure that all of these things are properly captured in the agreement. An agreement will solve all these things.
Thank you so much.
Please let's put our hands together for our panelists.
Okay, quickly take.
They've dropped so much nuggets. Okay.
Okay, please, can we just take pictures real quickly? Thank you very much. Media team, let's take pictures. I know we have questions. Please, we can meet them briefly at the media stand after this.
All right. Okay, so we're coming to the end of this program very soon. So,
Make Music team, please be on standby. So for pictures, thank you very much.
So very soon we'll be having the master class. So please do not be in a hurry to go anywhere. That is the main big thing after this.
And let us also remember that the Music Business Academy.
Okay, yes, scholarship for. Okay. So we still have a scholarship afterwards. And please, who knows what's happening on Friday? That's the kind of energy I love. Shut down. See, let me tell you, I like to party. So if you also like to party on Friday, you should not be missing at the shutdown event. All right? So if you've not probably made plans, cancel that plan with that babe. Tell her, see, something else is happening.
Bring her along. Why are you canceling the plan? Bring her along for the concert they went.
There's that. I didn't think of that. That's quite smart. So make sure that you are there. Please, let's not leave yet. Right about now, I'll be calling on Miss... Oh, okay, it's Miss here. Mrs. Adiola Akinyemi to tell us a little bit about Make Music Lagos. Okay, Friday. All right.
Hi, everyone.
Hello. She's the COO of Make Music Lagos. Put your hands together for her, please. Everything you see here has been because of her. Please, give her flowers.
Those are big shoes.
Very big.
Thank you all for coming. I see we want to go and talk to the superstars, so I'll be very quick. Anyone has learned a lot today? Anyone has... Good. That is all my sweat, 6 months of planning is what is right there. Thank you all so much. I'll also, first of all, I'd like to thank my team. We have an amazing team. Make Music is a not-for-profit, so everything you do here is by people's blood, sweat, and passion. So myself, my name is Adiola Akinyemi. Mama Shoals is on our team. Put your hands together for Mama Shoals. I have Susan as well. They're all somewhere. Emmanuel, and these are professionals in their own right. They own their own businesses or they work in organizations and they still come to support the Make Music project. So I'll just speak briefly about Friday. So this is the celebration of the World Music Day. We're aware, right? Yes. Aha. So this is the second to the last event. The finale event is on Friday. Media, do we have this? Can we display the flyers? So the finale event is on Friday, June 21. What is June 21? Who knows?
World Music Day.
Correct. So June 21 is World Music Day, Fête de la Musique. That's World Music Day globally. And we'll be having a concert, but that concert has 4 segments. Segment 1, we have what we call Pulsation. So for the Pulsation event, go to Pulsation if you have the media. For the Pulsation event, yes, Pulsation. Nigeria is on the lineup of 24 countries that will be representing, that will be performing for the World Music. So we have like a relay. We're starting from New Zealand and ending in France. And at 3:50, the music will get to Nigeria, if you know what I mean. So it will get to Nigeria. Nigeria will be performing, representing. Can you put up the poster of the people who are a part of that? So we have Rotimi Key produced an original for this performance. We have Johnny Drill and we have Clay Rocks, and then we have 3 amazing bands that will be joining them.
Please,
so
can we have that slide?
Please be there at 3:50 to rep Nigeria. They have been rehearsing for weeks, so please be there to cheer them up, to rep Nigeria. The second segment is what we call the Mass Appeal. So the Mass Appeal is a large band. So we put out a call for musicians to join us on an original created by a French producer, courtesy of Alliance Française, and then the Make Music theme song produced by Johnny Drill and sung by Folabi Noel. This was 2018, I think. 2018, yes, so for the first time, we're going to be performing it live. And we have a band of close to 100. We have about close to 100 musicians. Horns. We have about 6 drum sets, so you can imagine what that looks like. 6 full drum sets. We have a marching band, talking drummers, horns, all of them performing 2 songs for the first time on stage. And then we have the finale of the Battle of the Bands. How many of you attended the Battle of the Bands?
Battle of the Bands?
Okay.
Right here.
So, you tell your neighbor what it was like. So we had the Battle of the Bands part 1 a couple of weeks ago. We had 10 bands and we shortlisted 3. The judges chose 3 bands as the finalists. So we're going to have the showdown at the Make Music event. We have 3 bands, Ikorodu Pleiadians, the Elite Men, and the Recurrence. Showdown, and the best band will be chosen by you. So last at the phase 1, we had Made Kuti, Stanley of Alternate Sound, and Steph Ade, producer. Of course, Mama Shaw's. So they chose the top 3, but this time is by voting. So please attend so that you can watch them. And of course, finally, we're going to have a concert to round up the day. And that's the flyer that I put out. So we look forward to seeing all of you on Friday. It's at the Onicon Stadium. So we look forward to seeing all of you.
Thank you
Now,
very
I
much.
have one contribution. I had said I was going to say it. So in doing the Make Music work, one of the challenges that I faced this year, it's a not-for-profit, so everything is by passion, looking for people to support, for what to get. And why do? We do it because we believe that after the first Make Music, I was just convinced that it was something that needed to be done. I heard Mike Frost's song, and I was like, what? He's here, he's right here. And I was like, the talent in Nigeria, my goodness. And I knew that it was important for us to do whatever we can, to support this talent, to create opportunities, to create learning opportunities like this. So that's why we do it. However, one of the biggest challenges that I faced this year is, apart from the many challenges, the challenge that pained me the most is that we didn't have so many platforms. In previous years, we'll have like 30 venues with concerts. How many of you Make Music artists realize that we didn't call you this year to come and perform? It's because we didn't have support as much as we wanted to. We have very few venues. So we had limited opportunity for artists to perform. Now we asked artists, please, if you're interested in performing, it's everything Make Music live performance. Send in your content. Let's see what you can do. And people don't have content to share with me. So I cannot tell. Your nice voice is in your throat only. I was so pained because I believed, I was like, I think this person is good, but I don't have anything that shows that they are good. So when we sit in a committee and we're saying, okay, is this person or this person? I have no content. Nothing to show me. 1. Number 2, for those that you finally chose, send us picture, let's do flyer for you. No picture. So I feel like this is amongst the many big things, like getting a lawyer and all those big things, like how will I achieve it? I feel like these are these 2 small things you can do. Save money every month, 5K. When it has reached like 50K, book studio session. Record, wear 3 clothes, change 3 times, record content, ask your friends to record, your phone, whatever, it's just invest. So when people want to see you, how did Maven choose Arya Star? They did not go to her house, they saw her content somewhere. So I want to encourage, this is something that you can do. And I felt that I needed to say it today. Please record content. You're very good, you're talented, but only you know, and your friends, and your mom, and your dad.
And
we
family members
that are going to give you the opportunity, we need to what? Know. And we won't come to your house. We're going to see it online. I checked an artist and I couldn't find it. I'm like, so please, that's one thing. And then of course, also, when you go out, look for any opportunity to take a picture of yourself. Take good pictures, something that we know people can represent you. So that when you have that opportunity, like for instance, the opportunity that we gave people, it just came up. So within 3 days, we're like, we have this opportunity, come and perform. And you can't go and do photo shoots now within a space of 2 days. Do you understand? It might not be possible. So just what I want to say. So thank you all again. Thank you for allowing me to preach at you. See you on Friday.
Thank you very much. Please put your hands
Thank
together
you
for her,
so
please.
much. Sure you see this content and picture thing. If I
What?
tell you the commotion it has cost.
For real though.
If nothing has pained me today, that one has pained me.
For real though.
On a more serious note, and also radio edits of your songs. I think this spread, we're trying to get some artists to the radio stations. And with it, because I actually have a community where I work with other artists. Okay, send in your songs and make sure it's a radio edit. That one too is problem. Please, let us be ready for the big opportunities even before they come. All right? So when we ask for a picture of you, you're not bringing one Snapchat picture you took in your kitchen. No.
For real.
No, I'm being serious.
No cap. Though.
Okay? Just do these little things, due diligence, and let it speak. And sometimes your pictures even speak better for you before your music, right? Just know this.
Yeah, also as an artist, before, as she said very rightfully, before the lawyer, before your legal team, what can you do in your space, your community? Do a photo shoot. Get a friend who is a good photographer. Get a good iPhone, good lighting. It works wonders. For real though, iPhone, you say iPhone, just saying, putting it out there. But a very good iPhone, good background, snap, let that be your profile picture. Go to the studio, you have to invest in yourself before you get the big brands to invest in you and start giving rider and unrealistic expectation. You yourself, prepare for the big stage. Okay?
All right.
Awesome.
So right about now, we have one house, please. One house. We know that it's a very painful thing, but we'll get over it. Okay? So now we have our master class. But before then, can anybody remind me what the name of my co-host is? Timmy who?
Timmy, no. Timmy Dakoyo.
What is the name of my co-host? Hey.
Somebody has called one half. That person called your other two half. Join it together.
If you know you're very sure, just say from where you are. I feel like you just opened Instagram now.
Okay.
All right, I just wanted to be sure that we are together. So right about now, we have a master class coming up, 2 classes. Now, the first one is Music Law and the Digital Age, and the second is Music Publishing. So now we have 2 rooms that we'll be using, but we need to know the one with the largest number. The one with the largest number of participants stays here, while the others move to the other room. So we are going to do a census right now. If you know you're interested in the first master class, which is...
Okay, let me just take it one more time. So we have 2 master classes, free, courtesy, Make Music Lagos and Alliance Francaise. We have Music Law and the Digital Age.
So who is interested in that?
Okay.
Because you can't be in 2. You can't split yourself in half.
Yes, because we have to. So
and please, let's see your hands very well,
Music
please.
Law and the Digital Age. So we have a facilitator, Mandy Ozoagba. Okay, I'll just leave out the facilitators for now.
Mm-hmm.
So, Music Law and the Digital Age. We have one masterclass going on right now. Then we have Music Publishing. For some people that know
wait,
music
guys, sorry.
publishing.
Music Publishing, let me see your hands up. This one bothers every... Please, the other one, please, let's just...
Don't
There's no need.
castigate.
No,
What's
now.
that?
All I'm saying is we already know the larger number, right?
Music Publishing,
So-
can I see you on stage? Come with your placard.
Music...
No. Music Publishing Masterclass. Can you bring your placard up on stage,
So
please?
both of them can come. No, they're going to stay here. No, she's going to stay here, right? Music Publishing stays here. Then while we have Music Law and
Music
Digital
Law
Age,
and the
please,
Digital Age.
come to this beautiful lady here.
Okay,
Fast,
can we have...
though, before you don't be left behind.
Can we have...
Music Law and Digital Age.
Can we have
The
some
tech
background music,
people
please?
in the house, the lawyers, the music lawyers.
Music Law and the Digital Age. Very important, please. Both are equally important. Music Law
So
and
please
the
just follow
Digital
that door
Age.
outside. And please, when we are done with the masterclass, please come back here for the final...
Briefing?
Exactly. Music Law and...
Music Law and the Digital Age.
So
please,
the rest
they are
of us,
going
please
to the
let's come
class.
forward. Fill up the seats in front of you, please.
Music Publishing, please. We have space for you in front. Please, can you come forward and cover up? Music Law and the Digital Age, they are moving out to their class. Music Publishing. How do I
Please
publish
find
my
a
music?
seat. Kindly fill the seats in front of you. If you are behind, please kindly come forward. Thank you. If you know that you are still for the other masterclass and you're here, once we shut this door, you will do this masterclass by force. So please go out now. And if you are behind and you are here for Music Publishing, kindly fill up the seats in front of you.